My name is Nurse Modfando. This is the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. It's an ICU for the neonates. When we say neonates, they are babies born from day 0 to 28 days old. Now, when the baby is born and the baby have any issues at birth, we admit the baby here for care. We admit any kind of baby, either the baby is preterm, congenital abnormalities, have birth asphyxia. We admit them here and then we manage them for them to get well before discharge. Now, the ICU needs to be very, very sterile in the sense that we deal with babies who are very fragile and therefore we don't need to make them at risk of infection. So therefore, the first thing you do when you're about to enter the room is that you use your elbow or your back to open. You are advised not to use your hand to push the door because you may pick up infections onto your hand and then transmit it to your babies. So you use your back or your elbow and you enter. So the moment you enter, this area is the waiting area for mothers or fathers. When you need to enter, you drop everything you have, either your bags, your phone, your water bottle, or your full flask here. And you have a lady security sitting here who will assist you. She will find out what you need to know about your baby, whether your baby is here or not. She will go in and check for you. Then you enter further by using your elbow to open or your back. So the moment you enter, you are advised to wash your hand with a soap under the running tap. And then there are steps here to follow. You are not prohibited from looking at the steps so that you end up doing it well. Now you first open the tap by using your elbow. Wet your hands. Cross the tap. Take the soap enough to lather. Now you spread the soap evenly across your hands. Then you go from palm to palm. Back of the palm, and then you are going to interlock. Then you clap your fingers because you want to take care of the back of the palm and the knuckles as well. So you do vice versa for the same hand, the other hand. And then you go taking care of your thumb. Then you want to take care of your fingers as well. You wrap, because you're a father or a mother and you need to carry your baby, you need to wash it up to the elbow level because you will be handing your baby across your elbow. When you are done, open the tap and then raise your hands under, making sure you don't touch the basin of the sink. So when you are done with the rinsing, pick up the clean towel provided here, then dry your hands. Because your hands are now clean, you use your wet towel or used towel, close the tap. Drop the used towel in the bucket provided under the sink. Then you walk down the hall to the unit itself. So the moment you enter through the corridor, you see nurses sitting at the table here. Just approach them, relax. They'll answer any question that you need to know. You hear so many sounds buzzing here and there from the machines. They are not things that you should be afraid of. Just take a deep breath and then you ask your questions. Now we have 3 cubicles. The first cubicle is for the acutely ill babies. When they come, we admit them here. Then we move them along the cubicles as they get stable. Now when you see the corridor, we have cots lying here. And you can see a nurse working on a baby. Babies that lie on the corridor lie here for just 24 hours for observation. After which, when they are able to improve upon their condition, they are discharged. But if the baby is not stable, then he needs to move in for further care after 24 hours. Now, NICU only allow parents who are direct parents of the baby to see the babies. Now, we want the mother and the father to see the baby, and their visiting times don't really come together, or they come at different times. The fathers are allowed in between 7 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. and then 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. But the mother needs to be with the baby all the time. So we allow them to come in to feed the baby or just cuddle the baby every 3 hours, starting from 9 o'clock to 6 p.m. So the moment you ask about your baby and they tell you which of the cubicles to go through, let's say for instance your baby is at the first cubicle, walk in. Remember, you don't need to use your hand to open if the door is closed. Use your elbow or your back to open. So this door has been opened, so I enter. So when you enter the cubicle, there's always a cubicle nurse in charge or any nurse available in the cubicle. Check the nurse and find out where your baby is. She will direct you. Now when you enter as a mother, you need to pick your chair and sit down for feeding. You are advised not to use your hand to touch the chair. Pick the chair by holding onto it this way. Then position it at where you feel comfortable to sit. The moment you finish picking the chair, you need to use your sanitizer to rub around your hand before you touch your baby. So the sanitizers are hung across all the incubators and the baby cots. So all you need to do is to dish out the sanitizer and then start with your fingers first, because it's alcohol hand rub and it will evaporate as you do it. So you rub it across, just the steps that you went through when you were doing your hand washing with soap and water. And then the more you rub, the more it gets dried. When you are done, you ask the nurse whether you can pick your baby. She will tell you whether you pick the baby or not. Now, if you should pick your baby and you are breastfeeding in your chair, and you need to do a diaper change, and you need to dispose of the used diaper, you are advised to drop it in the bin here with the cover, making sure you don't touch with your hand. Then when the cord sheet is swelled or wet, you drop it in the basket provided here. Then you need to go back and wash your hand under running water again before coming back to work on your baby. So during your stay here on admission, you will be required to do so many things. It can be lab tests, it can be any form of treatment that your baby will need to improve.